about food and beverages industry. We will be looking into its history, background, some of the corporations as example, statistics, and events and resources. What is food and beverages industry? The food and beverages industry is all companies coming together for processing and producing food, raw foods. Now, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, everything else come under this industry. All the foods which come under human consumption, except pharmaceuticals, come under this industry. Now, food and beverages industry has two segments, production and distribution. Production. What's production? Production includes all the things like processing meat or making of drinks or making of cheese. Things like transportation or sending these products to the final consumers or retailers or restaurants come under distribution. Now, this industry totally focuses on technology and manipulating of raw foods for value-added products. Now, you all know that this industry deals with preserving foods and producing and transporting these foods. Now, when did all preserving start from? Well, this was there from a very long time. In olden days, they used to dry or smoke meat in order to preserve. And salt is one of the things, is a very popular thing they used to use to preserve foods. Now, not until 19th century when Nicholas and Lewis came with canning and pasteurization that all of this started. Due to economic meltdown, consumers want to spend very less. Now, when they go to the store, they want to pick up the cheapest item which is in the store. This has put a lot of stress on this industry because the companies have to now lessen the price of the goods in order to make the consumers buy the goods. Now, coming to obesity. Now, you all know that obesity is one of the problems which is going all around the world, and there has been a lot of news on this. They are more considerate of what they're eating and what the product is made of. And so they value for the nutrients and all the product, all the things which go into the making of that product which they want to buy. Due to this economic collapse, commodities prices also increased. Now, because of the higher prices commodities, the industries, the companies have to increase the prices. And so it's like a twofold risk for companies where they need to buy commodities for higher price, and the consumers don't want to buy the products which have higher price, and so they need to balance on between these two. Now, fortunately, the economic collapse is getting like better, and the commodities prices are getting lower, and so the prices are getting lower too. Some of the leaders in this industry. Now, you all must have heard about these companies named Cisco and US Food Service and McLean Industries. PepsiCo and Coca-Cola are one of the major industries in beverages side.
Sodexo is a very big food service company. We have several areas in the States, and we have some in foreign countries. I know for a fact we have one in Brazil that's on an oil rig because I know a gentleman that works there, and we do offer that food service for them. And all of our products here in the States come from a company called Cisco, and they deliver 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Why do they conduct the events? Because food is a major motivator for the people to attend the events. Some of the upcoming events are International Baking Industry Exposition. This event will be recorded on October 8th to 11th, 2016 in Las Vegas. And it is the biggest, most comprehensive event in the United States for the grain-based industry. This event is bringing together more than 20,000 baking professionals from 100 different countries for every segment of the business. This event will be launched for every 3 years to provide access to the tools, technologies, and resources. It also helps the people to excel the world of industrial banking. Next event is Second International Conference on Global Food Security. It aims to deliver state-the-art analysis and inspiring visions from the research. This event also addressed the food system activities and processing, distributing, and also consuming food. It will range across the activities and outcomes by the food and the broad challenge of the food security. The main goals of this event to promote reducing food and also the wastage of food. People have the opportunity to present their research and also to learn from different international colleagues, and also they grow their connections. Next upcoming event is World Food Ukraine. It will be recorded on October 27th to 29, 2015 in Ukraine. It is the only country fully consisting exhibition for food and also drinks. This event attracts trade visitors made from 93% of decision makers from every region of Ukraine. It is a short way to attract the attention of the consumers. There is a special service too for the buyers to promote meetings and also for the exhibitors during all the day of exhibition. And there are 83 exhibitors from 16 countries, and also there are approximately 4,319 visitors, and 87% were industry professionals. And the event exhibition space is 2,488 square meters. And also some of the countries represented are Belgium, Denmark, Germany, and Greece. World Food Kazakhstan. It will be recorded November 4th to 6th, 2015 in Kazakhstan. It is the most anticipated of food industry in Central Asia. More than 4,600 professional visitors are coming. There are also 465 companies from 36 countries. It takes part in World Food Kazakhstan. World Food Kazakhstan is the most effective instrument of marketing and also promotion in Central Asia.
As usual, let me fill you guys in with a little of statistic of the industry of food and beverage. Taking into account the top 10 exported countries, we have a list of Germany, United States, France, Netherlands, Brazil, China, Belgium, Italy, UK, and Thailand. These 10 countries added up until more than 50% of exported goods of the whole continent, with the distribution getting fairly equal, with Germany holding the lead of 7.91, following by United States with 7.67, France with 6.65, and Netherlands by 6.56. So not so much gap between these countries. And next up, let's take a look at the top 10 imports of country. Again, we'll see the list of 10 countries, 10 familiar names of the US, Germany, Japan, UK, France, Netherlands, Italy, Russia, Canada, and Belgium. This time, the lead of United States, it's a little more obvious that it holds 11.94% of the whole imports, following by Germany's with 7.79, which is kind of a huge gap. Then it will be the Japan with 6.58 and the UK with 6.09. Now, taking into attention that all these countries are fairly distributed among the continent, which representatives from all the continent except for in Africa. So we can see the situation of the food and beverage in that continent is not doing so well. And on the other hand, on the export, we see some representative from Asia, but not so much in the import, due to the fact that those countries can actually produce and consume the goods by themselves, and they have extra to export without so much need of importing. Now let's take a look at the top 10 exported goods. The list is likely of wine or fresh grape, cane or beet sugar, coffee and substitutes, pork and ham, other food preparation, liquor, spirits and alcoholic beverages, cheese and curd, bread, pastry, cakes and biscuit, poultry, chocolate and related products. Now in this list, how many of these would you have guessed? Were you surprised by the fact that the wine of fresh grape made the first position with 4.49% of the whole continent, the whole world of the good? Following by cane and beet sugar with 4.43 and coffee and substitute with 4.41, we could see that these three are the most in-demand products in the world. On the other hand, the list of the top 10 imported goods also see the top one being the wine of fresh grade with 4.71%, and the 10 of the import goods are basically just the same with the top 10 export goods, with just one substitution of the fish, meat, and fillers with 3.04%, replacing the poultry in the top export goods. With that being said, the top corporations in the industry listed by their market value can be named as Nestle from Switzerland, Anheuser-Busch from Belgium, Coca-Cola and Pepsi from the United States, SAB Miller and Diageo from United Kingdom. These are the top ones pioneering in the industries, and they are responsible for producing and distributing the most amount of food, beverages, liquors, alcoholic stuff, and health products even. Nestle holds the first position due to its various in the options that they have. It is responsible for a lot of kind of food, drinks, chocolate, and beverages. And we can see here the dominance of beer and a lot of products that had alcoholic content in it.
Today, we talked about food and beverages industry, why it is important, the history of food and beverage, sources of food beverages, events and corporations as examples, and statistics too. Hope you have more information now on food and beverages. Thank you so much. This was a presentation by Shruti Renukuntla, Katrina Roth, and Dan Tran. Have a good night.